6 years ago when they came out and they changed the motor on the Rainbow, I started really selling it big time as an air purifier. I still sell it as a vacuum cleaner, but so when I go on a demo, the only thing I get out of the box when I first do my demo is nothing but the Rainbow. I don't get out any wheels or hose, because as soon as you see this, what do you think we're going to talk about? Vacuum cleaner. So I don't get that out. So the only thing that gets out of my demo is I get the water basin, I go, and the first thing I'm going to sell is I'm going to sell this, and I'm going to spend however long it takes to sell this before I go any further. This is the first thing I demo right here. Okay. So in y'all's book, you would have pages talking about how unhealthy the air is in the home, and I would share that, talking about the air in the home is 10 times less fit to breathe inside than it is outside, and I'd show the book and say, you know, why, what else goes on, and how do you prove that. I can go on a lot of things with a demo, but I gotta have this light. So I always have extra lights, and I want to show that right there. Okay. So Zach, whenever I come into your house and I'm showing you this stuff right here with this light on, if I turn that light off, have I taken care of the problem? No. And did you even know this problem was in the house? You might have had it come through the sun just right before the sun come through the window just right and see it. But what I always want to make sure, Zach, is that you understand that this really is a problem. Okay? Because we can't see this, so we're breathing this in, and it would be safer to eat it or drink it because we could get rid of it. But since we breathe it in, it gets into our lungs, and whatever it's infected with, we could get sick, have to take medicine to get rid of it, couldn't we? So this stuff right here really is a serious problem, and we call it dust. And dust doesn't sound bad at all, does it? No. But what if you called it what it really was, what Dr. Zam says it is, and all the germs and bacteria and viruses and all the unhealthy stuff that's in here? If we called it what it really was, this would be the most important thing today that you'd ever do, is you would stop everything you're doing and start getting rid of this. Because this is that serious, okay? So I want to, now I find out, hey Zach, does anybody in your family have any allergies? Anybody allergic to this? And if they are, then I'm going to talk about that also, right? So my light really gets hot. So I have to lay mine down because I use my light a lot, okay? So while I'm talking to Zach, so Zach, this right here, I don't know what you think this looks like. Some people say it looks like a bedpan, fishbowl, who knows what, all kinds of things. What do you think it looks like?
It looks like a UFO.
Okay, so now that I got Zach talking about what it looks like, I'm going to get Zach's wife. What do you think it looks like? When I showed this to my dad, he said it looked like a bedpan, because he had an outhouse when he was a little boy, and they had a bedpan in their room. So anyway, it's not that, okay? So what I want to show you is how important it is that for us to get rid of this dust, and the way we're going to do it is the same way Mother Nature does it outside. Now, we can't roll the roof back and let the rain come through here because it would ruin everything, wouldn't it? But you probably agree with me that if you go outside after a real good rainstorm, a real nice rain shower, the air is definitely cleaner, feels a whole lot better. Would you agree with that? Mm-hmm. So we're going to do that inside your house, okay? But I promise I'm not going to get anything wet. But we're going to wash all the air in this house, and we're actually going to be able to filter it down to 0.3 of a micron, and that's really important because when we get down that little, we can get rid of bacteria, viruses, and germs that we can't even see. So when I turned this light on, and I showed you this stuff, you can see that. I'm talking about getting rid of stuff even smaller than that you can't see. And that's really the most important stuff to get rid of. So we're actually going to be able to get rid of germs, bacteria, and viruses in your house that you can't even see. What else? They got to be great?
It's awesome.
You're going to like that, aren't you? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use water to do that. So this all by itself can't do it. So the Rainbow has two things that goes with this. So basically you can say we have 3 filters. First, we have the water, Mother Nature's way. The second thing we have is we have a patent on this, and this is the heart and soul of the Rainbow. This is really important part right here. I'm not going to get too technical because I'm not that kind of guy, but what this does when you turn it on, this is called a mechanical separator, and when you turn it on, this starts spinning, and it spins so fast you can't even see it moving. It is really spinning, and the reason it does that is it creates a way for the water to have to go, the air to go through the water over and over and over and over. So we're washing this water several times. So now what's going to happen, this is the only machine on the market that does this. You could have an air filtration system in your house that sits on a little stand, something like this with a filter right here. And when the air goes in there, the dirt gets in that filter. It has no way to separate itself. So when the air comes back out, that filter can't filter down to 0.1 of microns, so it's blowing germs all over your house the whole time it runs. You bought it to get rid of them, but it's actually blowing them all around. It's catching the dust, but it's blowing out the germs and bacteria. That's crazy, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay? You might have a heat and air in your house where you have a filter on the return, and you look at that filter, it's always covered with dirt. That's not cleaning your air either. That's pulling that dust through there, but it's not getting rid of what we need to get rid of, and that's the bacteria, viruses, and germs, okay? So what this is going to do is once this forces this to wash it over and over and over, when the water comes out of here, it's going to be nice, fresh, and clean. there's not going to be any dust anymore. It's going to be trapped in the water. So on the outside of the rainbow, it's really important to understand this is on the outside. Once that clean air gets to this HEPA filter right here, this filter never gets any dirt to it because all the dirt's trapped here, right? So now when this clean air goes through here, it can do what it's supposed to do. I don't know if you know this or not, but HEPA filters weren't never designed to be catching dust. They were designed to be taking the germs and bacteria out of air. So as soon as you put one on a vacuum cleaner or in your wall, it catches dust. Or inside the little machine you got here, it catches dust, okay? So what the rainbow does, it catches the dust in the water, separates the air from the water. Now the air is real nice and clean, the dust is trapped, and when the air goes through this HEPA filter right here, it can filter down to 0.3 of a micron. There's where it's going to get rid of the stuff we can't even see. So what we're going to do when I turn this on, so you'll get excited about this, is we're going to get rid of the dust you can see, but we're also going to get rid of the bacteria, germs, and viruses that you can't see. Isn't that going to be awesome? So here's two things. There's two things to do with the rainbow. There's only two maintenances, okay? First thing I have to do, it's about every 6 months, I'm going to pop this off the back. You just push it here and here, it pops right off. I'm going to wash it with cold water. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to pop it back on like that, okay? So you can take care of this, all right? About every 6 months, you want to wash it. The second thing we need to do is we're going to take this little tool right here. This comes right off in your hand. You can take it to the sink, scrub it with a toothbrush. Do that about every month. And these two things will last you, this will probably last you 30, 40 years, okay? So it's very inexpensive to use. The only thing you ever have to change is the water. I never have figured out how much 2 quarts of water costs, but it's probably pretty expensive in it. All right, so I'm going to lock it down like this. So before I turn it on, do you have any questions about what we talked about so far? Because I know I'm talking real fast. We've been talking about a lot of things. So I'm just going to break it down real simple. Basically, what I'm fixing to do is wash all the air in this house and get it as clean as it's ever been, okay? So I turn it on just like this right here. Got plenty of power, okay? Zach, do me a favor. Let's come in and put your hand right there just for a second. Do you feel that?
Powerful.
Okay? And I'm going to move it around, and I'm going to I don't try to do it in their face. I just move it around so they can feel how powerful it is. So it's taking all the dirty air in right here. So we'll scrape a little more up. All that's going to go in right here. It's going to go inside this water. So I scrape it up even way over here. And I don't see it take it all the way from over there, all the way in the machine. So now, Zach, what I've done, just by turning the machine on, is I've got all the air in this room to run in through this water, get trapped there, let the clean air go through the HEPA filter. I got rid of all the bacteria, viruses, and germs that we can't even see, okay? So when I set this out, what I want to show you is this. When we look in here, we couldn't see the stuff I'm fixing to show you, but since we trapped in the water and we got it all together, if you look in there now, Zach, do you see all that stuff floating around in there?
I do.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
So let me ask you a question. Wouldn't it be a lot smarter to catch that in there instead of letting it just keep staying in your house like it is? Because where it winds up in your house is eventually on top of your ceiling fan, your TV, and even worse than that, we breathe it in. That's very, very unhealthy. So all I have to do is put water in here, turn it on, every so often, clean the separator, clean the filter, and this is going to clean the air for the rest of your life. It'll be nice, isn't it?
It's awesome.
Let me ask you a question. If I hook this up right now for you, because it's very easy for you to use, so you understand how you're going to take care of your filter, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to pop it off, clean it once every 6 months with water, let it dry, put it back on. You're going to take the mechanical separator, take it off about every month or so, clean it, put it back on. So that's going to be easy for you to do, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what you're going to do when you turn your rainbow on, I always like to run mine on high for about 45 minutes every day to get all the air real good. So then after I run it for about 45 minutes, I turn it on like this right here. Now this rainbow came out about 6 years ago. And I bought one the very first day they came out in North Carolina. I bought it, I took it home, and my rainbow's never been turned off in 6 years, except when I'm cleaning that separator and cleaning that HEPA filter. All the rest of the time it's been running for 6 years, nonstop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, continuously running all the time. Okay? So let me tell you how that can do that. This motor that's inside here doesn't have any carbon brushes like a regular electrical motor. The rainbow before this one had that, and they put off carbon dust. You can't be an air purifier if you do that, okay? So what we've done, we put a brushless motor in here. It runs off a magnet, a computer, brushless motor. It never gets hot. You can run like this 24 hours a day. It's never going to bother you. It uses very low amperage, so it's not running your power bill up. But the nice thing is while this is running like this, you're doing something else, and this is cleaning all the air. So you're not trapping all this dust in a filter somewhere to blow germs and bacteria out, okay? So let me ask you something. When I hook it up just like this right now, when I leave here tonight, what room are you going to run this in tonight? You gonna run this in the kids' bedroom or your bedroom?
The living room, probably.
The living room? Great.
Now, we ain't buying nothing, Jim.
Hey, that's fine.
We're just helping our friends out.
I understand. But you know what? In about 2 minutes, you're gonna change your mind. Okay? Because you didn't know what I was coming to show you. You thought I was coming to show you a vacuum cleaner, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you don't have any carpet, but you got air to breathe, don't you?
Yeah.
And so what I'm gonna show you, what you said no to was a vacuum cleaner. What I'm showing you right now, you never even thought I was coming over to show you, And when you see something that's a serious problem, do you take care of it right when you see it, or would you wait 6 years from now to take care of a serious problem?
Right now.
That's right, and that's what I'm fixing to show you. We're going to take care of the serious problem that we just showed you, and this is a very serious problem. If I put this in front of your face, how long will you be before you do something about that?
Immediately.
And that's what we're going to do tonight with this. We're going to immediately take care of your problem, okay? Isn't that going to be great?
It's awesome.
So what room are you going to run this in tonight?
Living room.
There you go. So now, not only does it do this, but it also changes the humidity inside your house, okay? So sometimes the air is real dry when you start running your wood stoves or your heaters, and when that dirty, dry air goes in, it's going to clean the air up like we've been talking about, put out the perfect humidity so the air is going to be easy to breathe, okay? If you have too much moisture in the house, you run it on high, you can actually take that moisture out, trap it in here. It'll turn it into water once it gets in here, and if it fills up, it'll turn itself off, so you can actually use it to dehumidify also. So you got any rooms in your house, like I have a bathroom in my house that when somebody takes a real hot shower, all that steam goes everywhere and you can get mold and mildew up there. So I just turn it on high, shut the door, let it run about 3 or 4 minutes. All that moisture goes in here and doesn't get on my walls or my ceilings. And that's awesome. So it keeps me from having to put that kilt upper all the time and do that kind of stuff. So that solves that problem also, okay? You ever had anywhere like that in your house that this would be great to use?
Oh yeah.
It'd be awesome, wouldn't it? So I got it running.
Say that one more time. That last sentence you just said.
Okay. About being a dehumidifier also, taking the
Not the
moisture
whole
out.
thing, just literally the last thing
Okay.
you just said.
You ever have any rooms in your house that this would help you to get that moisture out? This will be awesome, won't it? To finally get rid of that problem. It's going to be awesome. Isn't that going to be great?
Mm-hmm.
You probably run that now that you know it does that. You might run it there tonight since your bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Now, all this that we're doing right now is great. Okay. But we also can use the machine for a couple other things. One thing that I like to use it for is I snore really bad. So I like to take eucalyptus oil and take the rainbow into my bedroom at night while I'm sleeping. And I like to take this eucalyptus oil right here. Have you ever smelled eucalyptus oil before?
Mm-hmm.
So I like to take the eucalyptus oil and just put a drop in here. Don't take much at all. Put that in there. Burn it on high just for a few minutes. You smell that? So then I turn it on low. And I just sit and let it run. Because I can really breathe good. So when my nose is open up, my throat, my chest is open up, the humidity's just right. There's no dust floating in the air now. And you know something else? I'm breathing in nice, fresh, clean air with no germs or bacteria. So that's healthy for me. So I run this every single night in my bedroom, just like this right here. Cuts my snoring down. I can breathe real good. And if I go on vacation, I still take this with me. And I run it in every hotel I go into. Every one. So I just let it run. And plus I like the way the noise puts me to sleep. You know? So that would come in handy. Now, what if one of your children has, bad cold? Sometimes you put the Vicks Vapor Rub here, or you might run some kind of steam vaporizer or something that puts moisture out everywhere. I don't know if you ever noticed the warning label on one of them steam vaporizers, but it says not to let them breathe the moisture in their lungs. You ever read that on there? That moisture in your lungs can cause pneumonia, so it's not very safe.
Yeah.
And you don't want to put it on any kind of furniture because it could, ruin the furniture. But a lot of times we don't read all that stuff. We just use it, but we know how it is because everything's moist and wet. So this just puts out the perfect humidity, so nothing's going to be wet. You don't have to hook anything up. You're not going to have to worry about getting moisture in your lungs and causing pneumonia. It's just going to sit and run like this right here. And this is going to be so easy for you to breathe. So when the baby has a stopped up nose, I know you have a new baby, you can run this in their room. That'd be great, okay? Probably could have already used this a few times, couldn't you?
Oh yeah.
You know one thing I found out? When I was a little kid, my mother used Vicks on me all the time, but as an adult, we hardly ever do it to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We just suffer. So you don't have to suffer anymore with this. So if you got allergies, you got breathing problems, like you told me about the sinuses and stuff, this is going to really help you out. So it's going to be hard to decide where you're going to run it tonight. When we're going to take care of that humidity problem, but that's going to take 3 or 4 minutes. If the baby don't have a bad cold, then it's probably good to run in your bedroom tonight with eucalyptus in there, right?
Oh yeah.
Probably already thought of 3 different places. All right, but here's the great thing about it. Since it's portable, we could use it in all of them places tonight. Won't that be great?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now, also, sometimes you go to other people's houses and you can just smell odors that they can't smell.
Mm-hmm.
They've got used to them. Like you can go to somebody's house and they got a pet or they got something, that you can smell. So with the rainbow, we can put a fragrance in here and make the house smell nice and fresh and clean. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this in here, and you let me know what you think that smells like. So, did you notice I didn't change the water? I had the eucalyptus in there, and then I put the lemon in, and now it smells like lemon. So whatever you put in the rainbow last is what it's going to smell like. If I wanted to, I could put eucalyptus back in here, and it'd smell like that, okay? So that's pretty awesome. You don't have to change anything, just whatever you want the house to smell like. But what's great about this is when I leave my house in the morning, I always put a couple drops of lemon or orange in there, and when I come home tonight, my whole house smells clean. The air just smells nice and fresh and clean, but I'm not spraying anything. When you spray something to make the air smell clean, where that stuff, you spray it in the air, what's it do? Floats down to the ground like that right there. Have you ever read, do you have any Lysol in your house?
Oh yeah.
Would you ever get it for me? Because I want to show you something. Have you ever read the warning label on your Lysol? Harmful if swallowed or breathed in. Right on the label. That's pretty crazy to be spraying something in your house you're not supposed to get in your body, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we don't have to use that anymore. Now we can just use the rainbow with a nice, safe fragrance, okay? Got any questions about that part?
I don't think so.
All right. So I'm going to set this sit and run like this right here. It's going to run all the time. I'm going to move it from room to room. Usually when I say I'm done with this part, I always have two questions, and that's why I tell the customer, since you didn't think of anything, the two questions I always get: how much electricity does it use? And it uses about the same as a nightlight, so it's not going to run your power bill whatsoever. And the second question people ask me is, well, if you never turn it off, how long will it last? And that's the same question I had skipped, because I was used to rainbow vacuum cleaners lasting 25, 30 years, where people vacuum like once a week. So when they explain how this motor doesn't have any moving parts, it has a brushless motor, it's sealed off where the moisture doesn't get to it. You can turn it on like this. If you walked off from it, they really truly expect this motor to last 90 to 95 years. This will outlast everything that you got right now. The only thing might last longer than this is your house. But it's going to outlast your refrigerator, your washer, your dryer, your car. Isn't that awesome? That you can finally get a product that you get in your home that really will last a lifetime. And this is something that you would use every single day. It's not just something that you would get, and put away. This is out working for you every single day, just like this right here. So a lot of times when I get to this point right here, people ask me, I'm in your house, I've seen how big it is, how many of these do I need to take care of the air in this house? Okay? You only need one. All right? So it's nothing, you don't have to buy one for every room. You just need this one right here, okay? So this is a brand new air purifier that I brought into your house, because you know what? I knew you was going to get excited. I knew you was going to change your mind. Because I know the conversation you had. We're not buying anything. We're just helping Timmy over here. But now that I've showed you this, wouldn't you agree with me? It's something you really, truly need in your home. It's really something you need. Not just a want, but it's a need. Sure. And this takes care of the serious problem that you have in your home. Okay? So let me say something to you. I can get the air as clean as it can possibly be. And in my book, I whip it out and I show an article about clean rooms. And I explain what a clean room is. A clean room is 10,000 times cleaner than a hospital operating room. Okay? So how can something be 10,000 times cleaner? It's going by particle size. So when we get down to 0.3 of a micron, that's clean, okay? So they use rainbows in clean rooms. That's pretty impressive. So the same one they're using in their room, same one I have at my house, same one you have at your house, okay? So it's not different, all right? So you're going to have the exact same one they're using in the clean rooms. Isn't that great?
Can you say that one more time?
Okay. I got an article. I put my article out, and I show where the University of Utah makes brain implants. And they have to have the air as clean as it can possibly be, okay? And so they have rainbows in there, cleaning the air, okay, so that they won't have any germs, bacteria, viruses on these brain implants that they make. But what's really neat is, not only is it clean the air that good, but they got them where they work, and it actually cleans the air that they breathe out their nose and their mouth. So what comes out of your body, this is going to clean. Isn't that awesome? So if I was sitting here right now with a stomach virus and didn't even know I had it, and I'm breathing out into your air and I leave, later on I found out I got one, you're probably going to catch it too, because you're breathing the air I breathed out. But you don't have to now, because now you're going to run your rainbow, you're going to get all that viruses and germs and trap it in here, so you ain't got to catch the virus I had. That's going to be awesome too, isn't it?
I like what you said. You said this rainbow's what they use in their rooms.
Exactly.
That's what I have at my house, and it's what you have at your house.
Exactly. It's something you have at your house now.
That's,
Okay? You're going to have the same clean air where they make the brain implants. You can't get a clean air to breathe. That's awesome, isn't it? So there's lots of things you're going to use this for, but here's a small problem. This is going to do everything I said it was going to do for you. So we got that problem solved. But here's what's going to kill you. When we go get your vacuum cleaner, we go get your broom, and we get your duster, and we get out your air purifier, that stuff is causing the problem that we have in this house. So if I could show you a way that I could hook up vacuum attachments to this air purifier, it doesn't quit being an air purifier, but I could have 4 to 5 times the power of any vacuum cleaner you have. Would you want to see the rest of it? How I can turn this in where the vacuum can vacuum into this air purifier? Would you like to see that so you can quit using the vacuum cleaner?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Let me go get your vacuum cleaner right quick so I can show you what I'm talking about. And then I go get their vacuum cleaner. And I destroy that thing. Okay? I mean, I let them see how nasty the filters are. I let them smell the air coming out of it. I let them see that the dirtiness is not really dirt. It's just hair, pet hair, carpet fiber, and a little bit of dust. That's really important, because later on I'm going to show them some real dirt on it. Because everybody thinks their vacuum works because they can see it in there, but that's really not what we got to get. So this is going to be great, but I got to solve what's causing the problem. And the problem in your house is what you're trying to use to clean your house with. And then I'm going to prove that. Okay? So in my heart, I believe like I already have them wanting this really, really bad. And they've already agreed with me a bunch of times that where they're going to run it, they're going to use it, or they're going to use it for. Because I haven't showed you any kind of vacuuming yet, have I? All I've done is showed you how to get the moisture out of your air, put the proper moisture in your air, get rid of the dust, get rid of the germs, bacteria, viruses, make the house smell pretty, use it as a vaporizer. Them are all things that you'd want every single day in your life. You just didn't realize there was a product like this that did it. And most of us never even thought about the dust in our house being something besides dust, okay? So once I create that serious problem, Now I gotta prove why the problem's here, and the problem's was what you're using to clean your house with. And then I destroy everything they got. Their broom, their mop. If they have an air purifier, I take it apart and show them it doesn't work. Okay? I'll just take a piece of paper and put it up to it, I'll turn the rainbow on, put a piece of paper, stuck it over here flat. Put it on low and move it over here. Put it on theirs and won't touch it. I said, what is this doing? It's not even pulling up, it's not pulling anything. I'll take the same piece of paper, put it on the back, and they won't even make the paper wiggle. What do you think happens if you put a piece of paper on the back of this? Huh? Blow it over there. And I let it go over there. So this is really cleaning this. I hate to say it, it's not doing anything. And you know what I find out? Most times that, they'll say, well, we don't even use that anymore because we know it don't work. I let them start telling me what I was terrible about it.